It's getting to look a lot like Christmas, and Cinnamon Grand made sure that Santa and Mrs. Claus arrived in style. But that's not all. Both Cinnamon Grand and Cinnamon Lakeside had their traditional cake mixing some weeks ago, heralding the beginning to a jolly season. Hello, December, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, where we are positive, daring, different. On the show today, we are celebrating the power of women, exploring Sri Lankan Thai hospitality, and marveling at some great Christmas ideas. Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And don't forget to subscribe, follow, and like us for more. Thank you to our partners on the show, Park Street Gourmet, Srilanka Live, CDB, and The Daily Morning. You are awesome.
CDB Hybrid Leasing. Enjoy exclusive interest rate and much more for hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and EV vehicles.
Looking back at the week that was, on CDB Snapshot, Sri Lanka's merchandise trade deficit narrows to $544 million in October 2024, down from $682.5 million year on year. The Port of Colombo increases transshipment volumes in October, a 25.7% year on year increase. A global study ranks Sri Lanka the fourth best country for long vacations. Tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka tops 1.8 million with November's numbers, which were the highest this year since July. A 12-year-old American student invents a virus-killing air filter for classrooms. The UN's ICJ takes up its largest case ever, the plight of island nations facing the impact of climate change. American model Alex Consani becomes the first transgender woman to win Model of the Year. And the Oxford Dictionary declares brain rot its word of the year.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Srilanka Life.
Welcome to Srilanka Life News Capsule. Last week, Sri Lanka's tourism got a boost when Southeast Asia's leading hotel management chain, Onyx Hospitality Group, which is under the umbrella of Ital Thai Group, opened its doors at Amari, Colombo. City tourism has been seeing a resurgence after years of downplay due to various crises in Sri Lanka. In the first 6 months of 2024, however, Sri Lanka had a 61.6% growth in tourism compared to the same period in 2023. So far, there have been over 1.5 million tourists in the country for this year alone. We popped into Amari, Colombo to meet Group CEO Yuttachai Charanachitta, or Khun as he is known, to dive into the thoughts behind them coming into Sri Lanka. What are your sentiments on Sri Lanka?
I really love Sri Lanka as a country itself because it has so much in terms of similarity to Thailand. Our country has so many similarities from Buddhism to geographic wide, like the northern mountain and the beach side in the south, in which we share that similarity as a small country, even though Thailand is not an island like Sri Lanka, but the value of people, we share the same value. And we can build the team to have the same competitive edge in terms of service industry in this region.
What is it that you look for when you want to collaborate?
First thing, we have to look for local partner who have long-term vision. I think first the vision and the aspiration to develop an asset that at the end is not going to be a fast-paced, generate fast-paced return like commercial building or residential sales. For hotel development, it takes time to ramp up, takes time to stabilize, and eventually it will become profitable. Myself, I'm the owner of a few property as well, so we really understand the mindset of being a hotel owner, not just an operator with the brand.
Any more city hotels, resort hotels in the pipeline for you?
For me, I tend to look for long-term partner, and I want to make sure that once we have settled here at Amari, Colombo with Mr. Winnie and his family, I want to make sure we do well. We can retain our talent, develop them, train them, engage them to be more part of online hospitality. And then, of course, this property will be a very clear reference property here in Sri Lanka, in which we would like to attract investor or developer who would like to take their project forward with us. Once infrastructure is more developed, then we can connect, then we can develop, which I think will take time. But looking forward to be here in the long term.
And looking forward to bigger and better. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And now for a peek at the markets this week. It's been all-time highs at the Colombo Stock Exchange when the all-share price index reached over 13,400 points on Wednesday and turnover levels increased due to growing foreign demand. Anticipating an extension of OPEC plus output cuts into 2025, oil prices have recouped previous losses and edged to $73 per barrel. After moving down slightly from all-time highs last week, gold stabilized with renewed safe haven demand to $2,650 per ounce. Every year, Southern England hosts a special Christmas-themed train journey that captures the joy of the holiday with thousands of beautiful lights and vintage carts. The woman is celebrated and ridiculed, lauded and abused. But you can't deny the fact that resurgence, renewal and empowerment of women is happening right now. And that's exactly what celebrated artist Anoma Vijayawardena captures in her work, which took center stage at the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week recently. But while that collection showcased women, step into the 23rd floor of cinnamon life and be embraced with her brilliant take on the Japanese art of kintsugi, Embracing Imperfection, which was exhibited at the Venice Biennale in 2019, just 1 month after the Easter attacks. And Anoma was the first Sri Lankan to showcase at a Venice Biennale. This showing narrates diversity, reconstruction and healing, poignant themes the artist explores continuously. I visited the Venice Biennale installation, which is now at Cinnamon Life, to discover more about what prompts the creativity behind Anoma's cutting-edge, thought-provoking, contemporary collections. Anoma, I love what I'm seeing here, and this is what you showcased at the Venice Biennale in 2019. So I love seeing it here at Cinnamon Life for all to see. Now, kintsugi, which is what this is all about, embracing imperfections. Is that what you were doing here?
Embracing and not hiding, and healing through that acceptance of imperfection, as well as variety of diversity. So there's a diverse range of things going on, skills, poetry, music, different types of paintings. And I just wanted to show that actually that's something so diverse can still be unified. And I'm thinking of our country, of Muslims, Tamils, Sinhalese, all coming together and being one thing. So it's very much to do with now Gaza, all these issues.
The installation per se is a combination of mirror installations, paintings, video and the book. How did you bring this all together?
Well, it actually happened very slowly over a period of time, and it was 2014 when I started doing the paintings. Then Ramesh Gunasekara happened to be staying with me, but he looked at these and I said, would you write a small paragraph about it, because after all he's a novelist. And he said, maybe, and then we forgot about it. And then maybe a few months later came this amazing set of 16 poems that actually works in the same way as kintsugi. The various pieces of writing that come together, which he explains very, very, very well in his video, how it's a sonnet that, so it's about deconstruction and reconstruction. So he's also done that in the poetry. And then I ended up in LA, and I was with Sharon, who was playing her music to me, and I was thinking, oh my God, and I said, So again, it all just happened very casually, and she said, oh, let me hear it. And then she heard Ramesh, and then she got very excited and wrote this piece of music with Ramesh's words, Ramesh reading it. And so And then we used all that and then created the video from it. So it's had these various stages where everybody's input has changed it or added to it. And then because Ramesh's words so amazing, I thought, oh gosh, we need a book. So we did the book. So, nothing was planned.
So in 1974, your first piece of commissioned work was on the cover of Vogue. Now, looking at yourself from that time to what you have come and your work up to now, what can you say about yourself?
Actually, I think the work has changed enormously. And I think it's gone from pure aesthetic and fashion and fun of fashion and textiles, which is what my background was in, to issues of very hard activism, if you like, about climate change, about peace, reconciliation, diversity, unity, personal identity, gender issues, women. I think there was a change when my marriage, which was an 18-year-old marriage, broke up. I won't call myself a victim or a survivor, but I have experienced domestic violence and sexual harassment. I've experienced it. So sometimes you can't talk about anything till 30 years later, but I'm talking about it now. And it's really, and all my work actually doesn't come from cerebral. People keep saying it's very cerebral. It is activist, cerebral, social conscience, but it actually comes from my emotions. It's my own fear, my own struggle, my own anxiety for the planet that fuels the work. They're very emotional pieces of work.
Do you think, in context, that art is a powerful form of getting people to think and getting people to realize what the era we live in?
Art is universal. It has a language that anyone understands, and therefore, in fact, it reaches also your heart. It's a heart-to-heart thing, and it's in the heart that change happens. So, inshallah, maybe there is. Maybe even if it's just resonate, maybe even if it makes you just think. I mean, I can't, it can't change policy. It can't change in the way that leaders of countries can change things. But I hope it does. I mean, who knows?
Here's to more adventure and good luck.
Thank you.
It's called Casa Collective, and it has all the Christmas collectibles you need for your casa. Founder and creative director Nishika Ekanayaka started off making baubles for fun to suit her minimal aesthetic. After friends and family started clamoring for her products, Nishi took the business to Instagram, and Casa Collective came to be.
The Christmas collection is quite different, as you can probably tell. It's a little devoid of color, but what I really wanted to do was just offer something different than what's already there in the market, offer something that's a little bit more handmade, a little bit more neutral. So we started with the black and white macrame baubles, which was simply like macrame wrapped around a bauble, and we put a bow on it, and it looked quite sweet, I thought. And this year we've introduced a little bit more glitz and sparkle with our mirrored baubles, which are also handmade quite painstakingly. But what really started it off were the pearl baubles that you can see here. This is just something, again, that we've just been experimenting with, and we thought pearl is something that's very timeless and elegant, and that's how we really started it. It's quite painstaking to make, but it has a lot of demand and it's been doing really well. What we're truly about is slow, handmade, locally made products, and I'm really passionate about using our local artisans and craftsmen and harnessing their talents to really a more contemporary young market.
So if you're thinking of Christmas decor, you know exactly where to go. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week.